Welcome to the Pathways to Prosperity podcast, where we explore personal, professional, and financial success stories of top achievers. Let's dive in.
Welcome to Pathways to Prosperity for Entrepreneurs, where we spotlight industry leaders driving innovation. Today we're joined with Ahmad, or AK, a key force behind 3D imaging growth in the digital dentistry industry. AK is revolutionizing guided surgeries by fostering industry partnership and thoughtful leadership with ITX Pros. So how you doing, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me here.
Of course. So if you don't mind me asking, so can you possibly give us a little breakdown of what digital dentistry is, and like what that is?
So dentistry is one of the industries that have been endorsing the digital advancements and evolution more than anyone else. And then if you think about it in the medical field, and dentistry is just part of it, adopting these digital technologies, adopting technologies in general, is aimed to enhance the capabilities of the clinician. But the main reason why it's there or exists or people are adopting it is because it benefits the patients in the best way. We're reducing the treatment times. We are getting more information about the patient so we can decide in a better way or do a better treatment plan. The turnaround time of delivery of whatever we're making is much better. Accuracy of what we're doing is much better. So digital dentistry is basically dentistry, but digitized as much as possible. So instead of us taking those putty impressions that you put in the patient's mouth, we're now using intraoral scanners that are so digital, and you just swoosh it by the patient's teeth and it just captures the whole thing. Instead of us trying to take multiple x-rays, now you can put the patient on a cone beam CT scanner, which is a CT scan basically, but with way less radiation, and it's found in a dental office, and it gives us the 3D image of the patient's face. We used to take photos, now we're taking facial scans where you can see 3D images of everything. So imagine having the patient, and I like using this term, it's switching the patient into an avatar. And using this avatar, you can you can have your own ideas on it, but you can also pass it to other or refer it to other doctors. So the decision that it's being taken for this patient is not just one doctor taking the decision; it's multiple doctors taking the decision. At our company, we provide such consultation services where they send us these digital avatars, and because we have them on a computer, I can put one of my team on it, a dentist from my team, to sit on it, analyze it, decide what's the best way to go with it. And we do not proceed with anything till we approve it with the treating clinician. But look at it as how digital dentistry is empowering clinicians and definitely benefiting patients. This is, in a nutshell, what digital dentistry is. So
I've never heard this space, honestly, and I think it's very revolutionized. I think it's really great. I never really thought about it being so advanced. I mean, I understand we have AI helping us. I understand that there's a lot of key factors that are really driving this forward. So if you don't mind me asking, like, is there any other competitions happening within this space, or do you see yourself as being like the only one? I've never heard of it, so.
Of course, there is competition, and there are actually trailblazers into this industry. People that has people and companies that paved the way for other companies to join. I like to believe that we are lucky that we started in a good situation where the people have known, or at least in our industry, dentists have known already about digital dentistry, and they were intrigued about it and they wanted to try it. Thanks to those trailblazers, and which are now very respectable competition, that we look at them as people who trailblazed and set the path for us to excel. Now with my company in that very good position where people know about it, we excel on the quality part. So we learned a lot. I've been in this industry for almost 17 years now. And I told you this before, but I'm blessed with my team. And my team that joined me to start this company was, they almost like combined, we had almost 100 years of experience. So for us, with all of this experience, we knew what is right and what is wrong and how can we avoid these problems. And this allowed us, honestly, to start with a huge advantage. So yes, there's definitely competition, but yes, we have definitely in much shorter time achieved what they have achieved in a much longer time because of our experience and honestly because of how good the position was when we joined the market.
So you said quality. So how does that? So what does quality look like for you? Like what sets you
Amazing
apart from
question.
their quality from them?
Amazing question. Um, Again, I mentioned earlier in a conversation between you and me that I'm a dentist. So
Right.
I graduated dental school 2008. And I practiced dentistry. It's something that I love
Mhm.
doing. And when you practice dentistry, it's like you develop some sort of OCD because you have to, like, because
Right.
we're looking at very small scales, we're looking at submillimetric values, we're looking at very minor gaps that no one else would see it, to the extent that dentists become like your annoying friend who sees things that no one else sees.
Right.
And he's the one who's going to comment about how, look at this gray shadow around your gingiva, just right there, and
Yeah, like
it becomes ridiculous. But you have to develop the eye for it, and it's not just the eye for the products; it is the eye for the whole process. Because the more time you spend in dentistry, or the more time you spend in any industry, basically, you know that the devil lies in the details. So this is where you would have to focus. As I told you, like I had a lot of experience. I'm blessed with an experienced team. So what we focused on so much is avoiding mistakes. This was the first thing. Like, let's not do mistakes. Let's have zero mistakes, and then let's take every compartment of our workflow and add a QC check just right after it. So if I display my workflow in front of you, it's just major blocks followed by QC, major blocks
yeah.
followed by QC. At our company, we started an operational excellence department. And other companies that I worked for, they did not have the same thing, but the operational excellence, all what they're waiting for, all what they're working on is how to make our workflows and our outcomes much better. That's all what they're
Okay.
working on. So this is the focus on quality, and quality to me is basically satisfying the all the needs of the patient and achieving the best for the patient, and making sure that the dentist enjoyed his time doing this. These are my two measures of quality, honestly.
Oh, wow. I mean, honestly, like you said, the devil always lies in the details. No one wants to see, those things like, oh, okay, I can let it go away for another 2 years. Like I've recently actually had my um my not what is it my very back. What are they called? You're supposed to have them taken out when you're
The wisdom
yeah, the
teeth.
wisdom.
Yeah.
So I actually had extra wisdom teeth,
Okay.
which is never thought would ever happen.
Okay.
And I was so confused, but it's essentially like I didn't want to. I always had bad experience with the dentist, but honestly, the one I went to out here in Phoenix was they're more than accommodating. They're really nice to me, and some people don't like to go to dentistries, but like you said, no one. This is because that no one takes care of themselves,
Hmm.
and that's like the most front and face value they have. And I love the fact that there's some people like you who really care, and it's a passion that really drives you to make it better in the quality of it.
100%. 100%. And the numbers are, if you look at statistics, the numbers are just frightening. Like,
Mhm.
um, above 60 years old in the United States, one of every four people is edentulous, has no teeth
Yeah.
in their mouth, at least in one arch. This is a huge number. We're talking about millions of people out
Hmm.
there. Things are changing, and I'll have to give it that. Like, I'll have to say that things are changing. The coming generations, they take better care of their teeth. They know more about preventive dentistry. But still, like, visiting, you mentioned it all. Visiting a dentist is not an easy task. That's something, that's a feeling that people have, and I'll just be very honest about it. Going to a dentist when you are in pain is definitely not going to be fun. But if you
Right.
keep going to the dentist when you're not in pain, and this is what you should do, the visits will be much shorter. The visits will be less invasive,
Hmm.
and probably you wouldn't have any kind of pain. So, talking about preventive dentistry, or like going through certain steps to make sure that your teeth looks fine and nice is what would make you avoid being fearful of the dentist. But still, I would say we all have to go to a dentist. We all get pain in our teeth. We all extract a tooth. We all will end up having a crown, a bridge, an implant, a filling of some sorts, an endo treatment. When this happens, as a patient, I want to go to an office that has the time for me,
Right.
that has the time to talk to me, to explain things to me. Not only the time, but has the tools to properly diagnose me, look deeply into my case, and have enough time to sit down and read through it. So when they come back to me, they have the time for me to address the exact issue. And with all the technology, this is something that it's easy to achieve. So I think my mission in this industry is to allow dentists to have access to technology that would make their workflows easier without compromising quality, being able to provide affordable dentistry so patients can take dentistry or can pursue dentistry or dental treatments without the fear or the blockage of finances. And eventually, when I save you time, when I make your workflow easier, when I make your dentistry more affordable, I think the doctors would have more time to address exactly your issues, reassure you, make sure that you go through the treatment in the best way. So it's a win-win for everyone, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, being detailed, being able to really, like I said, make the visits shorter, being able to, I mean, they're supposed to be your other family, right? I mean, they're very up and close and personal, and the more that you're frightened, they can feel that. I feel like that definitely, I mean, me being in healthcare for almost a decade also, I definitely understand that it's really about the intimacy, and not only about the intimacy,
100%.
but also about like being able to really have a perspective and not just the perception, right?
100%.
Perspective of like what they're sitting through and being able to really talk to them at the same level as they are. It's really, and I could tell that when someone is very honed in their craft and they love it, that they show that. And I could tell that you really love, really changing, and like I said, you're being a trailblazer yourself by bringing that quality into the future of this industry.
I would love to think so, and yes, I'm definitely passionate about this. 100%. I'm glad it shows.
Yeah. No, of course. So, if you don't mind me asking, like, what's been one of the biggest challenges you've had to overcome? Being able to really overcome such challenges often teaches us about, the strengths and areas that we need to grow. And like, what has that been for you?
Challenges started on day -1, not even day 0.
Yeah.
Building you always have good idea. You would always have a good idea. You see a lot of people, you talk with a lot of people, so you get ideas. So, and you have work experience, you go through life, you would always get great ideas. And the moment I realized that, okay, a great idea is a great idea, and it would always remain as a great idea, but it would never become reality until you just put your foot on the ground and you start grinding.
Right.
This is when the reality hits the fan, as they.
You're like, oh man.
The reality, once you put your foot on the ground, this is when the reality hits. There are a lot of challenges, and the first challenge to me was finding the right people on the bus. And I'll keep saying this, and I'll say it a couple of more times during this interview. As I said it before, I was blessed with my team. It was a blessing that I found the right people that I can start with. And it was amazing because, and these people are just my chief operation officer, my chief clinical officer at my company right now, close friends. And we started this together. And with the amount of fire they had in them, they pushed me beyond my limits. Then we were joined with other amazing people, and we kept adding more. Our chief sales officer is an amazing person. People that I've always wanted to work with throughout my life. People that I've known professionally. So gathering the team was one of the major challenges, but I was blessed with that. The next challenge was, okay, so we have these amazing and great ideas. I have this amazing team. And we have the people, the people that are working with you, your bigger team, the employees, the team members. These guys, you have to make them happy. You have to make
Right.
them satisfied. You have to make them stable. You have to make sure that you have enough business coming into the company so you can
Mhm.
have enough revenue coming into the company so you can pay them pretty well, so you can make them feel stable, so they can belong to a company that is pretty much stable. And we're talking here about a startup. We're talking here about a startup that just started with 0 customers, but we knew that we needed people. Within 2, 3 months, we needed more. We doubled the team. Well, I'm talking about we
Wow.
didn't just double the team. We 10 timed the team within five
Wow.
years. So this was another big challenge. My biggest challenge right now is how to grow this company without compromising the quality that we've been offering out there. And I think this is literally the real test for any business out there.
Right.
Your business can be a pop and mom shop that does really well, that pays all the bills and makes you really good money, but it's a pop and mom shop. It's we're nothing wrong about this, but it
Right.
has a
Right.
limit.
Mhm.
You need to like at a certain point you need to decide whether you would like to stay like that within like a certain amount of revenue and you're satisfied with this. You know that you're not going to grow. You're going to keep those team members and employees for as long as you can, and you're going to keep those customers for as long as you can, but you will remain that small. The barrier that you would have to break to get to the next level, in my opinion, is your middle management and creating stronger middle management and stronger teams. And this is the biggest challenge. And if you think about it, as a startup, you had people who are so bright and so with the fire, as I told you, like with a lot of
Mhm.
fire inside them, like they're just always hungry for more and always pushing. This level, okay, this level are now the executives. Okay,
Right.
then there was the level that was always being pushed and always being told what to do and just directed in a way, which was amazing and 100% needed. But now I need these executives to go pursue some more strategies, some bigger picture, and I need the middle management to step up and become the fire and the engine and the pushers of the company. So not everybody is willing to become a leader. Not everybody likes to become a leader. People would call themselves leaders, which is fine, but you and I, we know the definition is much wider and much bigger, and it has a huge impact. So finding a leader or finding leaders is the biggest challenge, and finding leaders that would be aligned with you, with your, with again, I'll use the same term, that have the same fire.
Mhm.
I think, this is the biggest challenge, and the more time I spend on this, the more I realize that leadership is a key for success for any organization.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand. And I definitely, like you said, it's really about scalability. Like,
Hmm.
how are you
Hmm.
able to really scale that business? Like you said, you can be successful in your own small market, but there's other huge industries that have done the same and who have passed that ceiling. And I love
100%.
the fact that you're able to really see that it's able to be scalable. It's
Hmm.
able to be past that ceiling and is able to really not only surpass what you know, because I mean, like you said, you 10x within 5 years. Some
Hmm.
people can't even 10x within 20 years. So so it sounds to me like you really do have that aspect of really seeing like what you need to look at, not just see it in like a very small, but you also see like the bigger picture. And I really do love the fact that you have that kind of vision, because a lot of people do, right? It's whenever you have a business, you're really focusing on they're being reactive and not proactive.
Hmm.
And you're being
Hmm.
proactive in your work. You're in your, and I mean, and in my opinion, your artistry. It's because this is your art, right? This is
Thank
you're really shaping people's minds and
you.
also how they look at themselves, right?
That's what I
Smile.
that we
Yeah.
hope. That's what I hope that I'm doing. Yes.
Yeah. So as we're talking about personal growth and planning, a lot of individuals aren't able to foresee, like you said, they're not being able to be they're being more reactive than proactive in their primary business or career. How do you apply this in your personal investments or personal growth? Like, how does that look like for you in the future?
I think it's the same thing. Like you have to lead your own finances, and
Mhm.
the same way you lead your own organization.
Right.
I believe in specialty, and I believe that you should hand whatever you should hand this task to the person that would do it the best.
Okay.
So I I do not do like a lot of my investments. I would do it through other like specialists that are just
Right.
really focused on doing this. And my role is to I wouldn't say even provide direction. Let's of course provide finances, but
Mm.
mainly provide the what I would like to achieve, set the objectives, and keep following up and keep following through
Mm.
till you achieve your objectives. It's exactly as a leading your company. As leading your company, you would have to make the objectives very clear for everyone, and start the road to it. You'll face obstacles. You as a leader, you would have to jump in there, first person to jump in there, try as much as possible to deal with this obstacle and remove it, and then you keep going. So setting the
Yeah.
objectives 100% clear, following up, second, following through with whatever you talked about and whatever you set as your path. These are the three steps that you would have to apply either to your business or your own personal finances.
Okay. Like, I think that a lot of objectives aren't as clear. Like they're like, oh, I want to make 20,000. I want to make more money and have more money in my investments. But
Hmm.
what does that look like? You have to be very detailed, right? You have to have that vision of the detailing.
Well, you have to be detailed, 100% agreed.
Mhm.
You have to be also very disciplined.
Right.
I think discipline in investments and in your financial life,
Mhm.
discipline even is way more important than even the objectives.
Right.
I wouldn't say more important than the objectives, but they're aligned with each other because you have to
Right.
set the objectives and you have to be and you have to hold to them. You have to
Mhm.
abide by the lines that you've drawn to yourself. So if you lack discipline and you would just go with you would probably go with the flow. We've seen so many markets in so many aspects. Like I would say cryptocurrency, for instance, real estate happens several times, and it happens all the time in stock market. But I think the cryptocurrency is the one that is just the most fluctuant of them all. If you just go with the whims, if you go with the trends, probably you'll get hurt.
Right.
And we've seen we've seen coins like there was this very famous girl, or she was famous for like 10 minutes. The Hawktua girl,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
she came out
Yeah.
with her cryptocurrency,
Yeah.
and in no time, this like just it appeared and declined, and just in no time. So
Mhm.
and it was so trendy again for like 2 minutes.
Mhm.
Stuff like that. This is the kind of discipline that I'm talking about. You have to be disciplined not to follow whatever is just trending. Okay, you
Yeah.
have clear objectives. You've set them for yourself. Even if you see like, oh, this opportunity seems or sounds like amazing or huge, hold to your plan,
Right.
stick to it, stay disciplined, and this is honestly in investments and in finance. This has been this is the way to do it.
Yeah. No, it's you have to be disciplined. You, essentially, you're saying that hey, you can't let others really dictate or I guess like hold you past your values, right?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
need to really do what's really making you happy and what's really making you able to really be disciplined to your own objective and don't look in other areas. Because if you start doing that, then you start veering off like with your quality, right? The quality of like your business. And
Hmm.
we don't want that. That's not what something that we do. We
It
don't
is.
really look the
It's
facts.
exactly
Yeah.
the same thing. Thank you for mentioning this. In our business, we get a lot of opportunities that, I mean, on paper,
Hmm?
oh, this could change our lives if we
Yeah.
take this deal or if we pursue this. This will change our lives. But then, when you look into the deeper details, when you start searching for the devil, you find that if you take this project or if you take this task, probably it would take you off so many other tasks that you're focused on. That's number one. Number two, you will stretch your team so thin
Hmm.
that they might get burnt out or eventually fail. And third, are you 100% sure? This is a question that we ask ourselves. Are we 100% sure that we want to have our name on this? Is this
Right.
something that I can go out and meet people with? If we sometimes we design all the time. We design surgical guides, we design dentures, we design provisionals. Would you do we produce them as much as possible? No, we don't want to. Because I know that, for instance, I'm really good at designs. I'll focus on designs. And then dental labs out there are much better than me in producing a good looking denture or a good looking crown or a good looking prosthesis. We have so many opportunities to start doing more of those. But no, I don't want to put my name on something that doesn't look good. There are other people that can do this much better than me. Even if there are huge margins in that product, if I cannot guarantee that it would come out with the quality that I'm satisfied with as a dentist, if this is not something that I can place in my patient's mouth or even my dad's mouth as a patient, I would not use it. I would not do it, and I would not be the one who's producing such thing. I'll focus on the things that I like. This is discipline. I'll discipline myself. I'll just keep focusing on the things that I'm really good at, and I'll let other people do what they're really good at. There's always the pie is big for everyone. Like there is, and we come, me and my team, we come from abundance, honestly, and we believe that there's a lot for everyone, and we know that there will be a lot for everyone. So coming from that aspect, it's we're not fighting for every single dime that is just floating out there. We would always focus on the things that we do best, and we can make it at the best it can be done at.
Well, I'm glad you found the purpose. I'm glad you're not changing or shifting your own gears to bend to other people. I mean, that's something that a lot of people, like you said, you have to either say, do you want to have quality, or do you want to essentially exploit what you've been building? So I really do love the fact that you're standing your ground, and you're having that effective purpose. I mean, sometimes some people feel like they have to, I don't know, like they have to choose one or the other. But a perfect business will always go through hardships, but it would never affect essentially like your value and the values that it brings.
Shouldn't.
But
that's true.
As we're wrapping up the interview, man, what exciting plans do you have in the woodworks in about 6 to 12 months? Do you have anything crazy? I know you just said you're trying to expand, so what is that looking like for you?
Crazy. Yeah, I love crazy, man.
Okay.
2 years ago, we knew that the direction would be AI. We invested in a company that has been working on a couple of products for us. So this year, we're going to focus on making sure that these products are ripe and people can use them. They are AI tools that are directed to dentists that would help them look at their patients or prepare something for their patients much faster in terms of treatment planning and smile design. These are things that are needed immediately at the dental office. We're not creating those tools to just give them a final treatment plan or a final view, but it's definitely going to help them in an instant, like by click of a button, they will be able to explain the case to the patient. Another tool is a virtual AI assistant tool that it's dedicated to dentistry and dental surgeries. So it would be very well educated about dentistry, and it can answer questions as if it's a dentist. And it's going to be, again, exclusive for dentists, so they can apply it the way they want to, if they would like to give access to their patients for it or not. These are two tools that we're definitely working on. I think our next expansion is Europe. My team is going to a big meeting in Germany. It's happening in a couple of weeks. We have already started our expansion in Europe. In Europe, we've got a couple of customers in the UK and Scotland, and we're so happy about our Scottish friends. We know that we're perfectly aligned. We just had dinner like a couple of weeks ago in Chicago, so we know that we're perfectly aligned, and I know that we'll be together. We'll partner on a bigger expansion towards the UK, and together we're going to hit Europe as well.
I like it. Wow, that's you said we're gonna have a big expansion. We're going to Europe now. I'm like, I thought maybe another state, but no, that's a whole.
We're servicing nationwide, and so we've been servicing nationwide for a long time. Again, our industry, and I get you, and our industry is not that humongous. It's just that we're working with dentists. It's a very specific product, and it's a very as they call it, it's a non-sought product. It's a product that people realize its value once they use it. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to increase adoption rate here in the US, but it's on track, and we know it's going to take time, but eventually we will be there. We know that dentists will adopt digital dentistry, and on the other hand, we know that we would have to start the European journey because there are dentists and patients over there, and I think over there we would also get access to different perspectives and different kinds of work and different innovations. And combined, I think, with the combined mind of us and minds in Europe and minds in the US, I think we'll be able to elevate the service that we're providing.
I like it. I love that. I love the fact that you're expanding and bringing that, bringing that care and bringing
Thank you,
that
man.
intimacy to not only to the U.S. but also to our countries and our friends over there.
Of course.
If you don't mind me asking, so if our viewers want to try and find and help you understand your journey, understand like what you're doing, and see that journey firsthand, like where would they go to find you? Like where can they connect to you at?
Of course, like they have to check our website. I'm so proud of my company that I want everybody to just look at the website,
Okay.
see what we do, and see if there's anything that we can help with. I know that we're in dental, but just let's bounce ideas.
Yeah.
So itxpros.com is our website. I'm active on LinkedIn. So
Okay.
you'll find me on LinkedIn. I'll send you all the links so you can just put it with you can just put it on the
Yeah. The podcast. Yeah.
podcast when it launches. I'm also on Instagram. AEKHATER is my handler on Instagram. It's at AEKHATER. That's it. That's my handler over there. I'm active on
Yeah.
Instagram. I like it. It's just it's so visually engaging, and it's like
Mhm.
it helps my ADHD.
Yeah. Helps you. I
Uh,
get you.
Yeah, but these are the two spots, and if people hit me up on Instagram or LinkedIn, would definitely love to respond, and I would definitely love to connect.
All right. I love that, man. Well, I hope my viewers had a great time. I had an amazing time.
Thank
We
you.
talked before the podcast, and it was just a great time. And this guy's has been very not only wholesome, but he's true to his word. So
Thank you
so
so
far,
much. Thank you.
hopefully I'll come down there soon from Phoenix. I
I'll
think
wait
this
for you.
weekend.
I'll wait for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome, man.
All
Good
right.
talking
Well,
to you, and I'll wait till you come to Florida.
sounds like a plan. Well, thank you guys. And I hope you guys have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to the Pathways to Prosperity podcast. Got a success story to share? Visit pathwaystoprosperitypodcast.com/guest and apply today.